approximate. So that was the first thing that they looked at. As far as the increase in revenue, I mean, it's something we'll look at as we're looking at the offices. We sit down at the end and we go over all of the closings. We go over the comments that we get in the meetings. We go over the questionnaires that come back into us. We look at the locations. We look at the driving. We look at the road conditions. We consider it all. Okay? But I'm not going to sit up here or stand up here and tell you that all of the offices are going to stay open.
You can see that this is Knox County. What I've done, I've outlined the Stinky Creek area. As you can see, Stinky Creek is a huge area. It almost makes up a quarter of Knox County. We've had several post offices. There's two remaining on Stinky Creek, Dewitt and Scout. We've had several over the years. The most recent one closed was Walker, which is up the road a few miles. Mills, Kentucky was closed several years ago, as well as Salt Dump. Now, with the size of this area here, if these two post offices are closed, a lot of these people that use Mills and some of these other post offices now come to DeWitt. So that would force these people, if this post office was consolidated into Flat Lick, to travel even farther. They would have to go. And then when you travel, the people that travel off Stinky Creek have to travel down to 25E. Because there's a lot of elderly people, senior citizens up here, young people that would need to go to that post office. And I tell you, trying to get across that 4-lane down there can be pretty dangerous. Okay. And we're going to be putting a lot of people's lives at risk down there. And I think Stinky Creek deserves a post office.
The community, it's very important to this community to have that post office. Because if you take away a school or a post office or a focal point like that, you take away communication between all the folks that live way out. They can come in and communicate. We have a beautiful facility at DeWitt. We have access to that post office 12 hours a day, and nobody else does. And I think that a little equity would be something that needs to be considered.
Or you consider this so a lot of these people up here, the only things they have is transportation is like a 4-wheeler. And a lot of these people are elderly. If you put all these people on this 4-lane going to the post office, you're gonna have serious accidents that's gonna get hurt.
You're in the Postal Service, so you know last time they closed the post office up here, the paper was here, and that gentleman there reported that things didn't go well. You probably heard that said, "Don't go to Stinky Creek, Mr. Thompson." Don't go to Stinky Creek. But this is a different group of people, and this is a different situation. But as someone's already said, we've done our part over the years. They've closed E-Rose, Walker, Salt Gun, Mills, and Hammond Post Office. They've all lost their identity. Also, Mr. Thompson, I want you to think about this. As some have already said, when we go out of Stinky Creek, I live at the main. There's no way you can turn left to go to Flat Lick. There's no way. They've asked me to try to get them a red light so they can turn left. The traffic is just so heavy because of Cumberland Gap, you just cannot turn left to go to Flat Lick. And I tell you what, I do go to Flat Lick and mail some. And guess what? You can't get waited on at Flat Lick. Not because he's a bad postmaster or he's a temporary, the volume is just so high. And I know we have to give ground, and I shouldn't say anything, but we need to keep both of them on Stinky Creek. But Mr. Thompson, if we got to give ground, you've got to give us one.
We're not asking for everything. We just think an area geographically that I think is more than 1/4 of our county, we certainly deserve at least one postal facility. And I think that you gentlemen will certainly look at that. I just like to say thank you very much for coming out and hearing us.